From 2002 to 2005, Yale Vannoy was in charge of the quarterback academy at Nicholls. His first start happened in September 2002 when Jacksonville State was making their transition from the Southland to the Ohio Valley Conference. They were heavyweights, and the Gamecocks came into Thibodaux as heavy favorites. Nicholls won 14-6, and they never looked back. What followed were wins over the number 9 and 15 teams in the country. It was an explosive season for Yale and for the Colonels. He had 28 total touchdowns in his career, and a lot of them were through that triple option rushing attack that really became the staple of that era. But Yale could throw it and had an 82, an 80, and a 77-yard touchdown pass in his sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. Defenses were constantly off balance. Nicholls built on the 2002 momentum, and they had a lot of encouraging moments in 2003 and 2004. Confidence was high entering the 2005 season. This is a team that aspired for greatness. Yale was their leader. He designed a Southland Conference championship ring and trophy in the preseason so everyone would believe. It's late August, final Saturday scrimmage has arrived. Utah State and Nicholls, they're a week away from starting their season. Colonels feeling like this is their year. Then Hurricane Katrina struck. 14 practices were lost, and players were spread across Mississippi, Texas, the entire region. The Colonels' new uniforms were destroyed when a Biloxi warehouse was hit by a tidal wave. 2 non-conference games were canceled, and there were more questions than answers heading into the season. What do we do? The team voted unanimously to play their upcoming game at Indiana. IU chartered a plane out of Baton Rouge so the team could fly to Bloomington, and Nike suspended production of their basketball jerseys for the upcoming season to produce visiting uniforms for the Colonels. It's hard to imagine a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds leaving Louisiana under those circumstances and trying to focus on football. Now you arrive in picturesque Bloomington, Big Ten Stadium, cool, crisp fall afternoon, and you get to play a game in front of 30,000 people in the Hoosier State. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes to go, Colonels are up 3. IU prevailed, they won 35-31, but Nicholls ran for over 400 yards and made it clear something special was brewing in the Bayou. You know, the last time a top 5 team entered Guidry Stadium was during Yale's senior season. Sam Houston State is number 1. Texas State was number 5 when they came into Thibodaux on October 29, 2005. Yale rushed for 2 touchdowns. Colonels won 32-29 in overtime. The year ended with a win over McNeese to secure the first Southland Conference championship in Colonel history. No stars, but a complete team and an unstoppable triple option that ran for 3,648 yards. Yale finished his senior season as the 2005 Southland Conference Player of the Year, and enough memories to last a lifetime. Yale Vannoy, welcome to the Nicholls State University Hall of Fame.
Here we go. Pretty cool for a kid from Kingsville, Texas. I would like to start off by thanking the university for taking the time to put together this truly special event today. It's something that I know myself, my family, friends, and fellow Hall of Fame inductees will remember for the rest of our lives. I would also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for thinking enough of me and my career to induct me into the Hall of Fame. This is an honor I do not take lightly, and I promise I will continue to strive to be the best ambassador I can be for not only the athletic department, but for Nicholls State University as a whole. I remember when we used to have offensive meetings and watch film in the Hall of Fame room in Barker Hall. I would always read through all the plaques on the wall and just be in awe of these players, never ever thinking that I could one day be in the hall with them. Nicholls truly is a special place. I would like to thank the city of Thibodaux for embracing me as one of their own, and for making my time in Louisiana absolutely amazing. I'll always think of Thibodaux as home. Nicholls State University and the city of Thibodaux helped mold me into the man I am today. I didn't realize when I was 18 years old and I stepped foot on the Nicholls campus for the first time how my life was going to change forever. I'm just a kid from Kingsville, Texas. Most of the kids I grew up with really didn't have the same goals and dreams that I did. I remember distinctly when I was in 7th grade, all of a sudden having this burning desire to play college football. I remember my grandmother, Neen, taking me to the post office to mail a letter I'd written to the University of Notre Dame, telling them that one day I was going to play football for the Irish. I just felt like I had this calling to play football on Saturdays, and I was willing to do whatever it took to accomplish these dreams. Thank you. I'd like to start, I'd like to thank my wife, Kelly, and my daughter, Vera. They are my everything. My family is what I'm most proud of in my life. Having them here today makes this induction that much more special. My wife loves me for me. She's my best friend. She cares less that I played college football. She demands the most of me on a daily basis. And makes me want to be the best husband and father I can be. I'm in awe of her. My daughter Vera is the apple of my eye. And she is Kelly and I's greatest accomplishment. And she can already throw a football. My first year of organized football was in 7th grade at Memorial Middle School in Kingsville, Texas. Our middle school athletic director, Marvin Fila, was the coach responsible for giving me a shot to be his quarterback. My middle school career was so much fun. In 2 years, my best friends and I won 2 district championships and had a combined record of 15-1. That one loss still really bothers me to this day. When I got to high school, I was lucky enough to learn from the godfather of the triple option offense, Coach Richard Whitaker. Coach Whitaker came to Kingsville, Texas in the spring of my sophomore year and immediately began grooming me for college football. Coach Whitaker was my first high school coach to ever say he believed in me and trusted me 100% with his offense. I learned so much from Coach Whitaker about football, but I also learned even more about being a selfless leader. And developing great work ethic, and how it can help you accomplish your goals and serve you for the rest of your life. Coach Whitaker promised me that if I gave him everything that I had while I was in Kingsville, he would make sure that I earned a full ride scholarship to college. I still talk to Coach Whitaker on a regular basis and consider him one of the most influential people to ever come into my life. So in December of 2000, I received a phone call from the head coach of Nicholls State University, Coach Darrell Day. Coach Day let me know really quickly that he wanted me at Nicholls and that he wanted to build a team around me, that he loved the way I played quarterback, but if I came to Nicholls on a recruiting visit, he expected me to commit and be a colonel, or they would pull my offer. I would find out later that he said the same line to almost every one of my fellow freshman scholarship football players. Coach Day was a great motivator of men. You knew day in and day out how much winning at Nicholls meant to him. And it made you want to love Nicholls with the same passion that he had. So after my 3rd season at Nicholls, Coach Jonathan Terrell came into my life as my quarterback coach. He made football fun for me. Up until that point, I'd only started 1 game, and I'd kind of bounced around from being the 2nd and 3rd team quarterback. And when you're an alpha male and you're used to having success and always playing, it can be very mentally challenging. But JT sat me down early into our relationship and told me that I was his guy and that he believed in me 100% and I wouldn't have to worry about a thing. Almost immediately, I was able to reach deep down and take my game to new heights that I never knew I had, because I really needed to hear that in my career. He was instrumental in helping me become the quarterback that I always wanted to be, and now I'm lucky enough to call him a mentor and friend. So my second head coach at Nicholls was Jay Thomas. Coach Thomas and I have a great relationship and still talk regularly. He let me command his ship for 2 years as a starter and treated me with nothing but respect. Coach D cared about the person I was underneath the helmet. He always asked about how my family was doing and always had my back no matter the situation. We couldn't have asked for a better leader in my final 2 years at Nicholls than Jay Thomas. When Coach Tom was on the sideline, I always felt confident in our chances of winning. My senior year is really when everything came together. That summer, I spent my nights drawing pictures of conference championship rings and visualizing hoisting up the Southland Conference Championship trophy. I just knew it was something we were destined to do. Our group had already been through so much adversity leading up to that season. Hurricane Katrina hit at the start of our season and destroyed parts of the Gulf Coast. Several of my teammates' families lost everything, including their homes. Believe it or not, this brought us even closer together as a team. We leaned on one another like never before. We were playing for each other, for our families, for the community of Thibodaux, and for South Louisiana. A group of unselfish colonels with one common goal is unstoppable, and that's what we were that season. We had our eyes on the prize, and nothing was going to distract us from winning a Southland Conference Championship, which we did. It was one of the proudest moments of my life. As I felt though, for the first time in my career, I could sit back and take a deep breath and really enjoy the moment. Throughout my time at Nicholls, I was blessed to have the best teammates a player could ask for. Living in Louisiana was one of the highlights of my life. Everyone here is so kind and generous. They all made me feel like I belonged. The funny thing is, I can't tell you the scores of all of our games or my stats. I remember the little things. The off-season workouts, joking around in the locker room, conversations on the practice field, traveling to away games, bonding in the off-season, surviving long haul. It was a terrible dormitory. They blew it up. It was that bad. They blew it up. And eating as much as we could in the cafeteria. If you don't take the time to get to know all the different players on your team, you're really missing out on what's important. And these are the moments that brought us together as a team. I would like to thank our head trainer, Jeff Smith, and his staff, and our team doctor, Richard Morvant, for always taking such great care of me and helping me with stay healthy and on the field. I would like to thank all the members of the media that covered Nicholls football. They always treated me with so much respect, and I'd go on to become friends with a lot of them. I'd also like to thank our amazing boosters that donate so much of their time, money, and support to make sure we always had everything we needed. I'd like to thank my family. I can't go into it very deeply or I'll get really emotional, but I love you all. Finally, winning at Nicholls was everything to me. When I cleared my mind of all distractions and just focused on what I could do day to day to win, amazing things happened. Every morning I woke up, I told myself that I was going to prove to the school that they made a right decision to give me a scholarship. I love my teammates, the football program, the university, the community, and everyone else that encompasses being a colonel. Nicholls has been so much to me, and I will be forever grateful. And at this time, I would like to nominate our 2005 Southland Conference Championship team for the Hall of Fame, because without these guys, I'm not standing up here today. And in my opinion, it was one of the best, most special sports teams in Nicholls history. So in closing, I'm humbled and honored and thankful for making it to the Nicholls State Athletic Hall of Fame, more than you'll ever know. Thank you. Go Colonels.